The day has finally arrived. We finally get the new game here, Cougs, and we're not talking about MLB The Show 22. We're talking about Lego Star Wars. It's finally
About
coming
time.
tonight.
9
I
o'clock,
saw you.
Scuffy, 4 hours till launch, baby. We're right
I,
there.
I had to say something because I saw your post. I was like, and I remember watching the trailer for that and being very hyped. I had no clue it was the same day as MLB Show 22. And yeah, man, 2 games at once, but you know what we're here to talk about. Welcome back to Inside the Show. I'm Scuffy, he's Cougs. And yeah, MLB Show 22 is finally here. It's that time again. We have early access. We're recording on Monday, of course. You're probably hearing this on Tuesday or later on the week. And Cougs, I gotta say, I mean, so far, so good, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, w- it's. I'm trying not to look at it as like just the honeymoon phase, right? Or just
Okay.
like the initial like, oh, it's a new game. There's stuff to do. I love it. I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
make sure I actually look at it objectively and honestly, for most of it, I actually really like where things are at the moment. I like a lot of things about the game. We'll get into it a little bit, but just as a general thing, I
Okay.
think the game has a good foundation from what we've seen in the launch weekend. This week we're going to start getting some content drops and stuff, which should be pretty fun. I'm curious to see how those are implemented, if there's any change to how certain things are implemented from previous years. So
Mhm.
overall, though, just off the first like 4 or 5 days, I think we have a foundation for a really solid year.
Yes. I definitely agree to that. And then we'll go a little bit more into like what we see now, how Diamond Dynasty is, because there's a little shift change with that, right? I mean, we saw how now no more kind of team affinity, it's more program based. And it's funny how you say that there's like a new foundation of that. And with them going through the programs, I'm not gonna lie here, Cougs, and I'm pretty sure you probably could say the same thing. When we first saw the feature, let's just rewind back to the feature. When
Mhm.
we first saw the feature about Diamond Dynasty and they brought up the programs and they brought up the random packs like that you get through XP. Remember, if you don't know by now, or if you're starting to play today, there is no more Team Infinity. Now you just have programs, and the first main program is the face of the franchise, where as long as you play the game, as long as you get XP, you're going to start unlocking things. But there is a lot of decisions that we never seen before where now you get these random packs. You don't get to choose. Yes, you do get to choose eventually, but you don't get to choose right off the bat where each division you open pack and you get 1 out of 5 cards depending on that division. But Kuz, going back to that feature, at first hand, I was kind of iffy. I'm not gonna lie. When really taking it in, I'm not sure if I'm speaking as a content creator or am I just speaking as just avid show or just how spoiled we kind of were with Team Infinity in the past, especially for the past couple years. I was I wasn't on board at it right from the start, right? I was just like, okay, they're kind of limiting it. And I'm like, okay, but they're not really giving us the choice to pick. And I was kind of like, I couldn't wrap my head around it, but I just didn't like it from the start. I'm just going straight. Um, didn't like it from the start because I feel like if we're grinding this out, we're better off just choosing the players that we want. But I did my opinion does change as we go on, but I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm curious on how you thought of just the programs from the start when seeing the future.
I hate it.
Okay.
It's
All right,
plain and
all right,
simple.
all
I
right.
don't like it.
All right. Okay.
Maybe hate's a strong word because I'm trying to keep an open mind for the idea
Mhm.
that maybe this is actually a good thing for the game long term. The
Yeah.
featured programs not being just your basic inning programs where it's three bosses every month. It's something a little bit different. I think the biggest things right now that I don't really like about it, I don't like how team affinity and inning programs basically merged. I didn't think like I'm okay with completely redoing inning programs. I think those
Mhm.
kind of needed a facelift anyway. But I don't really understand why they went away from team affinity when it seemed like that was a thing that a lot of people really liked.
Yep.
Um, it just kind of felt like one of those things where it's like it was too much for something that didn't need to be really altered that much. But I think the biggest thing about it with you or right now is the packs. I don't like
Okay.
that the first I okay. So the first time you get the pack, non-sellable random draw.
Yeah.
The second time you get it, you can choose the card and you can sell it. Don't care at all about the guy being non-sellable. I don't mind that at all. That's not the issue to me. The issue to me is that I really don't understand why it's a random choice. I've seen some people in like YouTube comments or Twitter or whatever say, "Oh, well, the fact that it's random basically means that there's going to be a lot more lineup diversity
Mhm.
early in the game. Not everybody's going to have the same cards and everything, and that's fine. That's a fair point. My thing is that if I'm a player and I'm grinding out 120,000 XP to get this pack, I would like to be able to choose the card that I get. Also, you add on to the fact that you can't get all 30 of these guys just from grinding. It'd be one thing if the first guy you got was random and then, the other guys you got, you could choose like up
Mhm.
until you had all 30. But you can only unlock 12 just by playing and you have a chance of really only getting 6 guys you want if you get, 6, duds on your random rolls. So I there that's basically my biggest issue with Diamond Dynasty right now. Not a
Okay.
huge fan of the featured programs, at least for this one. Like I said, maybe later on down the line, I'll start to see it as a good thing for the game and start to see it as a positive change. But right off the rip on opening weekend, with everybody kind of assuming that these 30 cards that have been revealed leading up to the feature premiere on Twitter are all part of Team Affinity or all part of some program that is different than what you're thinking. I think they went about it a wrong way, and I think people were really disappointed. And I from what I've seen, a lot of people still are on the same side that we don't like the random no sell stuff that they have going on.
Yes. I kinda agree to that standpoint. I think it could definitely be adjusted. I think what I'm trying to, like, put in, like, my dev hat on and trying to think what did they want to accomplish for that. One could have been the team variety, but to be honest, if you get a card that you really don't want, how are you gonna put them in your lineup regardless because you feel like you had to use it? I don't know, or you might just play with a different player that you're more comfortable with, whether it be a live series gold that you could power up or something like that.
Which
The
is
other
which is
thing
totally fine for this point in the year because right now should be the point in the year where live series cards are really viable. So
yeah,
like just because you get 90 overall Carson Kelly out of the pack, like
yep,
you should like you don't have to use that guy. You can still use JT Realmuto's live series. You can still use like Gary Sanchez or whoever, like
yep,
the fact that you just get this card for all that grinding and it might not be a card you want. Like
mhm.
I don't know, man. I just really don't get it.
Yeah, and you know what? The other thing would be random. I had a lot of people come to me, "Hey, I just packed or just got, like, say, Yasami Grandal, right? Or
Mhm,
I just got let's do a better example. I just did the USA map conquest to get Mike Piazza, right?
mhm.
Just got it. First 2 random packs I opened, Sean Murphy, Carson Kelly.
Yeah.
That's simple
That's
as that. How
frustrating.
frustrating is that
Yeah,
as a player?
especially when you can see the other cards that are in that pack. It's like you have a chance to
Yep,
get Cody Bellinger or
yep,
Logan Webb, or in the other pack, you can get Mike Trout, you can get Kyle Tucker, you can get Corey Seager, but you're stuck with these catchers that you can't sell or these players that you can't sell, and they just sit in your inventory. Now, the only positive thing about that is that in the collections, you can collect 6 face of the franchise cards for
yeah.
I don't remember what it is, like some stubs or a 5-pack bundle or something like that. So it's like you still get some worth out of them, even if it's
Mhm.
minuscule. But like at this point of the year, people get a diamond card. People want to use that card, but if it's not a card that fits their team, it's like it's just a wasted card in their inventory.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that also brings the question, like, with limiting you get 12, right? Unless you buy them off the market. what's going to happen with the main collections, right? Like, say, the Kershaw collections, the Mookie Betts collections that we had, Griffey collections. I'm very curious how they're going to play that. They did indicate that these cards might come back into another program where you could achieve to get these cards, but how attainable is that going to be? Usually they're
Yeah.
really good with that though. When it comes to collections, they try to find a way with you to get those particular cards, whether it be a different program. I think they did that with the 42 series. They just
Mhm.
randomly dropped them in different programs, whether those Field of Dreams or something like that. So they are good on that. Um, it's just, it's kind of hard. There's a lot to, I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to grind for something like we said, I feel like I should have that choice, but, we'll eventually get that choice later. I don't mind the limiting of the 12, to be honest, as much as I thought I would. I wouldn't mind it even more if I was able to choose the 12, right?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if we go through Team Affinity from previous years, how many I mean, maybe the All-Star, you might use more than 12, but usually you stick around to 10 to maybe 15 cards that you use per Team Affinity,
Yeah.
depending on who you like.
Yeah, and I think you also have to look at it, like you have to like we have to change our perspective on what these cards are. We're all looking at it, comparing it to Team Affinity from last year, when we
Mhm.
really should be comparing it to inning bosses from last year. You go through a
Yeah,
program, you can only get one of the three bosses. If you want to get them all, you have to buy the other two. It's basically the same idea here. There's just more cards. So if we're comparing it all to Team Affinity from last year, yeah, that's very frustrating. But I think it's all coming down to just changing the perspective and understanding that this is something new and something tweaked. And, we're just going to have to deal with it later on. I mean,
yeah,
even in future programs, they were talking about it on the feature premiere. They said there's going to be like a 2-week program with, like, I think 5 rewards, and you can choose 2 of them or 3 of them or something like that. They were talking about what's coming up down the line. So these are going to change, but I think the biggest thing is that, we just have to adjust and stop looking at these as a normal 30 team affinity set. I think
yep.
that's in the past.
Yep, yeah, and I feel like we still gotta see more before we get the really grip of it. Like, okay, it's either this stays or we want it out, like type of thing. Like, do we still want to have this going forward to tell me the show? But we just have to wait it out, see how it goes, and how they adjust, and they will adjust to how they will get the feedback. So, um, but either way, from grinding this program, I'm not gonna lie here, they made me start grinding here, Googs. Like, I'm
Mhm.
not the person to do all right, let's just say, on the record, I have every moment done. And that's
Yep.
probably as many moments I've done in the past year, like in
Okay.
21.
Okay.
So it's actually making me grind more because I want these cards. And with it random, I know I'm not getting the card I want, but I want to grind to get that choice pack, right?
Yep.
Because it's making me want it. So it's kind of giving me that initiative to where, like, as a player, I want to keep grinding because I know these cards are going to be great to have. Because let's face it, these cards that we haven't faced in a franchise, I'll say 20 or better, or maybe more, are better than the flawless wards that we have,
Yes. Yeah,
hands down.
absolutely. The flawless rewards are not good to start
No,
the year. Not good.
no.
Like I
Um,
mean, they're still going to be worth a lot because of what they are, but
yeah.
if you're talking about usable, not
Mhm.
like they're not usable, but like there's better options.
The closest one I will say is Chipper, but then again, he doesn't have the power against lefties,
Yep.
and you have plenty of guys that use. I mean, even the cover choice pack. I mean, we got the cover choice pack. Unfortunately, my boy David wasn't there. I was very sad. Um, hopefully, maybe next year. I don't know, or maybe in the middle of the year. But anyway, the cover choice packs, especially if the people that already played, they got one choice pack, and those cards, Miggy
He's
Donaldson,
so good.
Tatis. I I've been using Tatis in rank today. Absolutely went off. I mean, we're playing veteran all-star, but still went off. But I mean, all those cards were really good.
Yeah. And going back to what you said about grinding, and you're doing all these moments and stuff. I want to ask you, since now we're here, now we're at lunch.
Mhm.
Um, have you played on the Switch yet?
Yeah, I
Did
literally did probably half my moments on the Switch yesterday. Legit,
That's what I was
I
doing.
what I did yesterday, um, my daughter was napping, so I put on the Mets spring training game, sat down for an hour or 2 just doing moments, man, and I was having a blast by doing that. It felt more like I felt relaxed, just chilling, watching the game, doing some moments, enjoying myself. It was a different way to play the game that I ne even though we already had this type of content already in the game, but it was just different, right?
Yeah.
Because
It feels
just
fresh.
yeah, accessible, feels fresh, and it was just enjoyable for me, and that's what made me go into the offline modes, mini seasons. I'm telling you, that's I'm literally gonna live in mini seasons.
Oh,
If this
yeah.
is how the program's gonna be, mini seasons is a lot of fun. It's VR games. It really is.
It really
I
is,
mean,
yeah.
3 inning games, and you play against the computer, you're playing against good squads. You're you're doing 3 things once, because I put all my gold players that you get from the Legends and flashbacks, from
Yeah.
the program, and you get to get the PXP. First off, let's just say the PXP missions that were added to the program and for BR, best way to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely the best way to do it. It makes it life so much easier. We'll get into ranked seasons and BR in a little bit, but still the PXP missions. So I took all those Go players, made my own XP lineup, generated squad, and bring them to mini seasons. I even brought them to rank today, just to get the PXP. And dude, I never felt this way of grinding. I do feel fulfillment when I do unlock something, even though it's the random pack, I still feel that, but if I don't get someone I don't like, luckily my pack luck has been good, on these packs. I can only
Dude.
imagine the disappointment there, but still.
Dude, your packs, I think, like, either Friday morning or Saturday morning or something, all I was because I hadn't updated my app or I hadn't changed the notifications on the app, my phone was going crazy with your name just pulling nothing but diamonds. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh my how many
did
packs
good.
is this guy opening?"
I saved a lot of money, let's just say that, Friday was really good. I hey, I well, we'll get to you in one moment because you're still going to outshine me. But yeah, my packs were good. I mean, I didn't know about the pools. I had no clue about the pools. No one told me about it. When I was ripping my first 50 bundle, got the first chase pack ever. Got the pools. I was like, oh,
Nice.
what's
Nice.
this? New pack animation's great. I think this might be my favorite with the smoke and everything.
The smoke
I
looks
kind
really, really nice. Like, it's, like, rendered really well.
the only thing I do wish they show the logo of the team after they reveal the player walking out, right? So it gives it a little bit more suspense, um,
Wait,
to it.
they show the logo after or before?
They show it before the smoke
Okay,
comes
okay.
out. Yeah, yeah, I
Yep.
kinda wish it was after, just a
Ah,
little bit more
gotcha,
suspense to it.
gotcha.
But yeah, my pack luck has been pretty damn good. Got a lot of collections done already, but I think I'm done opening packs now. I think I'm just gonna be grinding BR and just get my subs that way.
Yeah,
But you what?
me.
Oh, yeah, I got a Tawny today too. I packed a Tawny today.
Oh,
Oh, I
that's
packed
nice.
2 d packed 2 diamonds in BR redraft packs already too, so
Oh my god, I gotta get on that.
so I already did that. But anyway, I heard it was the last pack. Is that true? Like, you
No, no,
opened
no,
for
no, no,
that night?
no.
Okay, okay. Someone told me in my chat, was like, "Yo, Cougs packs so and so," which we'll get to right here, but he said it was the last pack. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, no, it was not the last pack, but or no, okay, so I think I understand what the confusion is. So,
Oh,
I bought a 50, launch night, cool, we're getting in the game. I take a look at the collection rewards. I'm kind of looking
uh-huh,
around at the mode a little bit, jump into the packs, of course. Start ripping some 50 bundles. I ripped 250 bundles. I pulled Kershaw, I pulled Garrett Cole, I pulled some lower end diamonds. And I'm ripping packs, whatever. Um, and eventually I buy a third 50 bundle. Now, of course, the topper of the 50 bundle is a chase pack. And my
yeah,
chase packs, I was getting diamonds every time. A lot of them were the lower overalls,
same.
but a diamond's a diamond. And I'm opening this 50 bundle. and I get a chase pack in a
Yep.
random standard pack.
How
Like
dope
I
is that?
it's incredible. Honestly, probably my favorite thing about Diamond Dynasty right now. And I'm not
Mhm.
biased because of what I pulled out of it. I'm just the idea of it.
Yeah.
So get that random chase pack. So now I have two, and I save the two chase packs for after the standards. The first of the two chase packs, the one that I pulled from a random standard pack, I open it up. I see the teal lights, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, we got the Albert. Cool. We got Albert Pujols, 95 overall. And
Uh-huh.
then I see that logo, man. I see that logo, and I can't believe it. Because, dude, it was funny. I was telling my stream, somebody came into the stream and said, yo, uh, how confident are you that you're going to pull Mike Trout tonight? And I was like, honestly, probably like a two. But then I was like, well, actually, I didn't pull Mike Trout one time in MLB 21, so maybe I'm due. So I'm going to bump it up to a four. I should have
Okay.
bumped that up to a 400 because it
Yep.
felt like it was destiny, man. Mike Trout out of the packs opening night. They're like, you know, there's nothing there's nothing like that. You know what I mean?
No.
Like there's
Yeah.
nothing like pulling Mike Trout on the first night of the game. It's just unbelievable, like a rush of adrenaline knowing that you got the most expensive card in the game from a random pack and just having the chat go crazy. You're
Yep.
understanding what's going on. It like that's why I want more pack variety this year. And I think the chase packs are a good first step because that thrill of getting that big pack pull is just so cool.
Oh, yeah. The chase pack gives me the 99 A-Rod
Hmm.
search vibe, right?
Yes.
That's what it gives me. So I'm absolutely pumped to see how that goes on. I hope they update it and not tell us, right?
Ooh. Yeah, like
I hope
if they have like a headliners drop or like a random content drop and they just silently add a new
this
chase
is
pack
yeah,
player,
add a new chase pack player,
that'd be
right?
pretty cool.
And then whoever gets it, like, oh my god, you get to discover it, and then you pack it for the first time. I think that would be great. And then some you could actually advertise it. I believe they advertised it when A-Rod was in the pack, like, okay, now you guys could search for A-Rod or something like that. So
Oh
I
yeah.
rather like some suspense, like, hey, we don't know until someone picks it, and then go from there. So yeah, I thought that was a big win. And then we did get some new packs. We got the was it Dog in the Park
The
pack? I
big
forgot the
dog.
name. Big Dog Park. I think something's getting added to that tomorrow, a legend closer. I'm gonna
I
go,
think it's I don't know if something is getting
what's the
added
headliner?
to it, or I think they're putting the Big Dog 2 pack out later. Let me see. I'm looking at the
I got it
schedule
right
right
here.
now.
Oh, no, it's tomorrow, it's headliners pack set 2 featuring a legend closer pack. New packs, on the 8th, which is the Friday, headliner set 3, and then plus Big Dog set 2 featuring MLB Pipeline's number 1 prospect, Bobby Witt Jr.
Sick.
So
Can't wait for that.
yeah.
And also,
Uh,
I think Tips on the feature premiere teased that there would be some sort of content on opening day.
yes,
Because
opening
on
day, baseball is back, that's it.
Yeah, that's what it says on the calendar. But I think Tips said that they're planning on doing something that day. I believe he said that in the feature premiere.
Sweet. Oh,
But
also
unfortunately, I'll be there. I'll be at Angel Stadium for opening day, so I won't get to
ooh,
do that
there's
until
nothing like
Friday.
opening day, man. Oh, I
It
mean,
really
there
is.
is, like, World Series, of course, playoffs, but bartending on, like, during the regular season, there's nothing like opening day.
Yeah.
Get to smell the food again, just be in the park again, and then the introductions, it's a lot of fun, so you enjoy that.
Oh, I
Um,
will, man. It's gonna be a good
who's
time. And you're right.
it Tani starting?
Otani versus Framber Valdez, Angels Astros. And
Sweet.
I'll tell you, Scuffy, I this year I wasn't sure. I was like, do I want to go to opening day? Because I don't live close to Angel Stadium. I'm
Okay.
2.5 hours away on a good day, and Southern California traffic, it
Yeah.
gets wild. So I wasn't sure, and then I just thought to myself, dude, what are you doing? You're probably not going to go to many baseball games this year. You're so far away from the stadium. How many times are you going to get the opportunity to guarantee that you're going to see Otani on the mound,
That is
Otani
true.
hitting in the game? And so
Yep.
I said, screw it. I bought tickets behind the plate.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I
I'm
love it.
in, bro.
Dude,
I
you gotta
can't
get there
wait.
early then.
Oh
Just
yeah,
take it all in.
luckily Angel Stadium is right by Disneyland, and so my girlfriend and I are going, and we're gonna have uh like a 2 o'clock lunch around like downtown Disney, and then after that, we'll basically just go to the stadium and be there for
It's
10
a night
hours.
game?
6 o'clock, 6:30.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Usually
the first
opening
game of
day
the day.
games are
Yeah.
like 1 o'clock, I thought.
Well, it is like a lot of the times it is over on the East Coast. Like the Yankees will usually have
Yeah.
like a 1 o'clock game, or like the Red Sox or whoever. Usually over here, a lot of times the Angels open in the evening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
they open a lot in Oakland. Last year they opened at home. Yeah, honestly, I can't remember the last time the Angels opened for a day game. Now that I think about it.
The more you know.
Yeah,
That's all I'll say. The more you know. That's awesome, man. You're going to enjoy. I mean, yeah, Tawny, Trout's back. I mean,
everyone.
everyone, the vibe's going to be going. I love it. How
Gonna be
about
fun,
David
man.
Fletcher, the Fletch God, shortstop?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I'm feeling about it yet. Not 100% sure how I'm feeling about it. Just because their middle infield in general is Fletcher. I'm not worried about his defense. His
Yeah.
bat's a little iffy sometimes. Like he slaps the ball, but he can be a little inconsistent. Second base is just like a pool of players at this point. But
Mhm.
dude, I hate to bring it up. I hate to talk about it, but how about your
No,
Mets, man?
we're not talking about it. I was
We
literally
have
going to say that.
to. We have to. It's brutal, man. I feel so bad.
Oh, man. I mean, the only way I'm trying to spin it as a Met fan right now, if this is how I'd rather DeGrom be out in the beginning year
Yeah,
than the end of year, like last year, like the reverse of last year, and then he'd
100%.
come back 2, 3 months in and then be that extra plug. Thank God we got Scherzer. I'm just gonna say that. Thank God we got Scherzer. Even though he's having that hammy issue a little bit, I'm not worried about him because
Yeah.
he's just I don't know, he's unnatural sometimes.
Yeah, and that
So
team's good enough to be like they're gonna be absolutely in the race by like with the All-Star break.
yeah, oh,
Like they're
yeah.
gonna.
I'm not I'm optimistic, but I just need to see on the field, right? A lot of people have been having good springs, like, from that they had a disappointing, uh, 21, they're having good springs this year, like, McNeil's having a good string. Dom Smith, thank God he didn't get traded for Hosmer and Paddock, I will lose my mind. Um but yeah, I'm excited to see how this team I think this team's gonna hit. Marte's already looking solid. Kanye's I mean, he's gonna do good. I'm just, I'm trying to think of all the positives, but it is going to suck not seeing DeGrom every 5th day when we're getting hyped up, especially in spring training. Dude, his first 10 batters in spring training, he had 8 strikeouts.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
like
like he didn't miss a beat.
I know, and it's just like you see he's history in act like how you see Mike Trout each day, right? It's history each day, like and Otani too. Um, it's just like, it sucks for baseball, not just for the Mets fans, it sucks for baseball. That's why with Tatis being out for what 3 months is going to suck, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm just excited to have baseball back. Meaningful games start in 3 days. It's going to be fun. And to be honest with you, we didn't know it was gonna start this soon. It could have
Yeah.
been started in May, it could start in June, but no, we only miss barely a week. So,
Barely a week, and all those games are gonna be made up. So it's perfect. We're still getting the 162. We get MLB The Show for a full year again. Like you
yep.
said, I did the same thing as you, man. I took my Switch last night. I sat on the couch. I watched Moneyball, and I grinded out some moments. It was
No,
like
you
the
didn't watch
perfect
Moneyball.
combo.
No, 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 you didn't do that because it's on Netflix. Joe, I did that on Saturday.
I did,
Legit did
bro.
that on
10
Saturday.
o'clock.
I
I
was like, "Yeah,
started the
I need
movie.
something to watch." So I put Moneyball.
Started at 10. I was in bed by like 12:30. It was beautiful.
Oh, man, that's great. I mean, it's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
And especially top what did they say anything about Tops now?
No, I don't think they said anything about tops now or player of the month.
Yeah, they have it. So, I'm very curious how if that's gonna be different this year or if it's gonna be the same because you know me, the beginning of the year is where I love Tops now because we get those silver cards, like silver gold cards for BR. And that's a good way to transition to BR actually. BR changed a little bit.
Mhm.
First off, the program, we got bronze players. I might be the only one excited about that.
No, I love it. You're not the
I
only one, trust me.
okay. I'm already missing my Andrew Jones, but I haven't even seen any of his cards yet. I hope he's still a legend. But I'm already missing that Yankees Andrew Jones for bronze. But yeah, I'm excited to have those bronze cards. There's going to be some sneaky ones there. And not only that, you could go over 100 program stars. You go to 150. I believe you get 5 bowling habit packs if you get to 150. If you play enough BR like myself, so that's pretty cool for to look forward to. And then the biggest addition has been, the mission rounds. So a lot of people last year was like, with the missions that they give us, it's hard to draft those players. Might took them like 10 drafts to get one of those players. Now you have that dedicated round for these players, and now it's a one bronze, one gold, and one silver round. And it's always going to be those particular four, depending on what tier they are. Um, for me, at first, I was kind of iffy about it, but now I kinda like it. There's a extra strategy to it. We are gonna see a lot of the same pitchers, eventually once you see, like, a great gold, reliever or a great silver reliever, even bronze, who knows? That could be like, "Okay, this is gonna be the season of" thank God they didn't do Dibble, but just say let's say they put Rod Dibble rookie card in the gold, for the BR program. It's like it's gonna be the Dibble BR season pretty much if you think of it, and you're gonna see that every single time. But either way, it gives the players accessibility very easily to get these cards. For me, for a draft strategy, I already know what I'm doing. I don't really care about the PXP missions because I'm gonna play enough BR as is, but this is just me personally. So, I always would right now, we have what for the gold? Renfro, JR, I forgot the other 2. Alex Wood, who's the 4th one?
Um, oh,
Lou Gehrig.
yeah,
For
yeah, yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
I'm always gonna use Renfro. There's no JR Richards kinda there, but Renfro's there with the 90 power on 112, um, with righty and lefty, so he's always gonna be there. He's gonna be locked down, and then I already know that going in, so I know how I wanna shift, my drafts towards that. I mean, same with the silver, Mark, Melancon, I'm always gonna use him, have a nice
Mhm.
silver reliever, and, bronze, Bob Feller, just for there. So those always gonna be my 3. So you could kinda already know what you're gonna do there, so I kinda like that, grew on me. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm kinda with you, like, I kinda had that thought where I'm like, I don't I love the fact that we're getting, like, the custom draft rounds, but, like, after I complete all my missions, like, what if I hate all those gold players? Like, what if I don't want to use any of those guys on my team? Like, if that's the trade-off we have to make sure that we actually get those players in the draft, it's totally fine with me, you know? Um, and a lot of the times, like you said, those BR guys, like the golds, the silvers, and the bronzes, usually end up being a lot of the glitchier
Yeah,
players in the game anyway. So most of the time they're going to be pretty good. But yeah, everything they've done to BR minus the actual flawless rewards to start the year, I'm a big fan of. I like that they extended the program up to 150. Um, I like that the parallel XP missions are now a thing. It takes a lot of pressure off having to actually like accumulate stats. Because if you have a mission for 5 hits with a certain player, you could go 0 for 10 very easily if you're not getting the at bats that you're looking for. So the fact that you can just get those missions done now, make progress in the program quicker, it's really good. I'm honestly very very happy with everything in BR.
yes, and then we moved to rank, which they did a couple of well, actually, I think it's just one big change where they took out the wins, where you don't need 40 wins or 30 wins, to get the World Series program. Now it's innings. I believe it's 400 innings. I could be wrong. I think
For
does that
well,
seem
to get the reward, yeah,
to
400,
get
but
the reward?
it goes up to 600 for a 20 pack bundle.
Yes. But that's supposed to combat the quit outs, right?
Yes.
Because we saw a lot of quit outs last year. Not everyone will play at the same level. Now you need innings. Um, I did play a couple ranked games earlier today, a lot of quit outs, but I think that you're kind of expected in the beginning. Um, Once you reach to a certain point, maybe the 400 greater, you won't see as much. I have 6 games today. Let's just say I only played one full 9 inning game.
Okay.
Um, but I'm towards being because it's the start, right? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel exactly the same way. Like I think this system was put in place to help counteract the amount of quitting that was happening or the amount of just exploiting the system of deranking to get, lower ratings so you can win easier games. Like, that it makes sense why they wanted to make a change to that system. Um, Hopefully this will help counter the quits in the future, but right now with the amount of players on the game, the amount of people that don't really that aren't really all that invested in Diamond Dynasty, they're just looking to get some games in or whatever. If you're getting
Mhm.
if you're getting flooded 8-0 in the fourth inning, like I would probably be quitting too if I were in their shoes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't I truthfully don't think we'll ever see a solution, like a tried and true solution to the quitting issue, unless there was some sort of actual quitting penalty, like you couldn't play for whatever amount of day or hours or whatever. Like I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying, like, until something like that happens, I don't think there's ever going to be like a foolproof way to make that big change. So
Yeah.
it kind of you just got to kind of deal with it. I wish that pitcher stamina wasn't affected as much when somebody quits.
Mhm.
And that's an issue that we've had for 2 years now, 3 years actually, I think. But whatever, it is what it is. One thing I was really hoping to see, um, and this is, I guess, just for the way I like to play the game. I was hoping that in ranked seasons they would change it to where you wouldn't have to play on Legend unless you were already in World Series. If you're 850 and you match up with somebody who's
Mhm.
920, your game's still going to be on Legend. So I wish there was a way to make sure or make all your games on, Hall of Fame or whatever, like that case
Yeah.
is. But that's just more for the way I want to play, just because I despise playing on Legend. But you know, that's what we have. And how about Dontrell Willis?
Yeah, Dontrell Willis, new legend. I mean, we didn't even go over have we go no, we did go over the new legends last year, right? Last week?
Was
The new
Dontrell
legend trail. Yeah, 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 he was part of the new legend trailer, but
was he?
still,
Oh, yeah,
Dontrell
that's
w
right, that's right, yeah.
either way, but it looks like we get his endgame card right from the rip, being a milestone, right? So,
Yeah,
to
probably, plus with
92.
the hitting attributes, yeah.
Yeah, with the hit I didn't even get to see his hitting attributes, to be
He's
honest with
got
you.
52, 54 contact,
Uh-huh.
66, 35 power with
Not bad,
58 vision. So, like, hey,
not bad.
he's solid, that's better than
Yeah.
a it's like almost like, similar to, like, DeGrom, his All-Star card from last year, kinda like the same type
Yeah,
of
for the hit.
stats.
Yep. Yeah, but we get him, be it's gonna just be fun to use his card, just with
Yeah,
the
he's gonna be a
windup.
blast.
Yeah. That Jorge Posada, though, I'm not gonna say, any Jorge Posada card is good in my book. I've been using in BR. Oh my god, this card just goes off for me.
The
Um,
World Series reward one?
yes, yes. Oh, I it made me really want the silver Jorge Posada be in next BR program because I just love any Posada card. If I had a tier of players that are in my Hall of Fame for DD players, he would be there.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, no,
I just
he's
love
that type of dude.
yeah, I love his cards. So, yeah, I've been using that Posada a lot in BR. Um, and then it's what, Cal Ripken, I believe, right?
Yeah,
91.
Dontrell, Ripken, and
Yeah.
Posada, yeah. And then
So
I
if I had
think
to
the
choose,
the pennant race rewards, it's like gold Garrett Anderson and somebody else.
who was it? Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench, boom. There you
Yeah,
go.
Johnny Bench. Um, but if I had to choose two, say if I got the innings and then the World Series would easily, I think we both would, Willis and Posada. So
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
with
I
you.
just don't. I never got around to liking any Cal Ripken cards. I don't know what it is. It might be his swing. It just never really enticed me. I mean, I could see for like Orioles fans, of course, they'll probably be, how can you not like Cal? It's just not for me. Um,
Mhm.
so, but yeah, going back to the innings, I do like that. See how it combats. I do think the stamina is a big thing. I played legit 2 outs in inning with Burnett. Now I see because you know me, I didn't play that much rank last year. 2 innings. I mean, not 2 innings, 2 outs in the first inning. Dude was unplayable for next game. Burnett. It was like 15% like energy. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's rough.
still
And
it seems like stamina and energy has just been like a lingering, like, balancing issue that they just haven't seemed to have been able to fully, like, get
mhm,
correct.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Hopefully they make some sort of patch, because you're not the only person I've seen actually talk about stamina. Like, I think Ochev was tweeting about it. I haven't played enough to really experience what's going on. The majority of the games I've played, I've been recording for YouTube. I haven't really been able to like just chill and play like a full
Yeah.
VR run or anything like that yet. So, um, yeah, I really hope that's something they could tweak a little bit.
Yeah, especially for BR too, I feel like it's hard, man. This is the most difficult difficult time or a difficult game right now to pitch in BR, and you're gonna see that
Really?
very quickly. Yes, it's very hard.
Wow.
My averages are through the roof for being all-star, but that's not just mine, that's everyone's. I've been giving up bombs left and right. It's very, very hard to pitch in BR right now. I'm not sure if the PCI anchor, because a lot of people, man, are really, I feel like are really adjusted to PCI anchor and they use it. I was just making me double think like how I'm going to use it, but you can't
I
get away with anything.
I
And I'm not
love the
even saying
anchor.
I know. Do you?
I love it.
I've been trying not to use it. I need to start using it again. Um, because I'm thinking, why would I change if I had success before without it? But I need to start using it. I am seeing pitches out of the zone still getting blasted like 420 feet. Um, even with the PCI decrease in that, but um for me, this is the hardest I ever had to pitch in BR. Who knows comes this week when everyone else gets the game? Maybe it's just because all the sweats had the early access. But either way. Oh, also, I'm not sure if you did, but have you I don't know, it randomly came to me because I started playing at a Creative Stadium. Yo, Creative Stadium's at night, man. Done correctly, really nice.
Really? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't even know if I've played in a custom stadium yet. Most of the time I've been playing at minor league parks.
Yeah, Clutch made one for Bango. I think last night, so I played at his, today. I didn't get to play at night because night games still don't work online, but I was able to go into, like, the night game and see how it
Oh, they
looks.
don't?
It loo No, for some reason, it has been working online for me personally, at least for that stadium. I don't know if that's just because of that stadium. Um,
I hope we can
but
play online. Like that would be
I I hope
frustrating
so
if
too.
not.
But if you gone into the only thing I see of Creative Stadium is you're free to put the lights anywhere, right? I'm just afraid that's gonna get abused, right?
Mm,
It's not a preset, but a lot of the creators didn't want the preset, which I understand because they wanna put it wherever they could put. I'm just afraid what that comes, because we see what people did last year eventually once they got into Creative Stadium where they could make their own dome or something like that.
yeah,
Um, so I'm just curious on how that's gonna be. Maybe that's why you can't play night games just yet. I don't know. But yeah, it's very solid touch. The new UI is easy. Like once you get the hang of it, it makes it much more smooth experience of building a stadium. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know, it randomly came to my mind. Because we didn't get any really news about it. There hasn't been any props. It's just the lighting for the stadium. That's
that's
all it
it.
is.
Ah, it's
Yeah.
frustrating.
Just the new UI experience and the lights, and that's about it.
Well, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, night games are a nice touch as long as we are able to use them online. I hope that's just like either a bug or that's just something that either was
Some
locked to that stadium. I
Yeah,
really
some people
don't.
said they
Yeah.
could, depending on what stadium, so who
Okay.
knows?
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, it's just like a bug then.
Yep. So, um
Um. I guess moving on to the next thing, the next big thing that we haven't really talked about yet. I want to ask your
Uh-oh.
opinion first.
Okay, go ahead. I don't even know
Collections.
where collections. Oh, man.
Here, first, before we even start with the live series collections, before we even get there,
Uh,
there's other collections in the game when you go to the legends and flashbacks. So you got
you got
let's
the
see, you got Joe Nathan, you got an
cover.
85 Joe Nathan, 97 hits
Yes.
per nine, five pitch mix. You've
Yep.
got a who else we got here? Awards, anybody? I feel like there's more cards here that I'm not seeing. There is an 87 Andrelton Simmons, a veteran card.
Well, I
You've
didn't see
got
that.
a breakout Dave Parker, 89 overall. You've got an
Where's that?
86 Mark Pryor.
Yes, I saw that. That's quirky.
Prospects, 91 Adley, another prospect Adley card.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep.
And I guess the big one before we get to the live series is the cover athletes collection for 96 Joe Mauer.
Yeah. How about it?
How about it?
Uh,
I want to know how you think about him.
I haven't got to use them. Not yet. I'm
Okay.
waiting.
But
But
on paper,
Joe
what do you think of
Mauer,
him?
96 right from the rip. Yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's about what we expected, right? Like pretty high
Yeah.
contact, kind of not middle of the road power, but like average to above average power with good fielding.
Mhm.
Um 96 overall. I Because you think about it, there's the 88 Joe Mauer from MLB 10, and then this 96 from MLB 11. So yeah, collection reward. I assume they'll probably put more cover athlete packs out throughout the year, similar to how they did with the like the 42 stuff last year. Um,
Mhm.
because I mean, this collection, like, if they don't put out more of these packs, this collection is going to skyrocket in price, and I don't think a lot of people are going to get their hands on this Joe Mauer for a while. But yeah, cool collection right there. I think personally, I think overall he's probably the best catcher in the game. Right now, with the difficulties everybody's playing on, I absolutely Mike Napoli, Gary Sanchez, guys with that big
Yeah.
pop are gonna be absolute studs. But I think overall, with what we have, he's probably just the most well-rounded best.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess that can lead right into the live series.
Yeah. Live series. I mean, I'm trying to think of just the regular players like Napoli, like you mentioned.
Uh-huh.
He's in my starting lineup right now.
Another
I was so
catcher,
excited.
Gary Carter.
Gary Carter as well. I don't even think I have a diamond yet for the Mets yet. It's funny. I get the Mets done rather soon, like the first one, not this year.
Yeah,
Maybe because there's DeGrom, Scherzer, and all of that. I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other players that stand out for me. Even the freaking Darren O'Day.
from the Orioles.
Hey, from the start, solid bullpen option to use. You know his par is going to be good. Um, so I like that. Let's see if
Got
there
even
any.
more catchers. You got Kevin Youkilis. You got Gary Sanchez.
Yep.
I feel like there was another one, but I might be wrong. But I mean, even go down. You got some big ones. You got Kirk Gibson for the Dodgers, 94 overall MVP card. Is that going to be his best card?
That should be right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
this is
guess
MVP
so.
year. That would be unless he gets like some random postseason one where you hit the home run with the moment. Maybe they'll do moments cards.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd actually be a cool idea.
Like yeah, as we go into the postseason. But off. I mean, do we Mike Schmidt? I feel like Mike Schmidt's always
The Phillies.
the Phillies. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just feel like that's always that. The Robin out doesn't really excite me. I'm not gonna lie to that. Um, is there
Ray
any
Durham
I
for the Sox.
Ray Dur yeah, the new legend. That was pretty damn good.
Troy Gloss for
Um,
the Angels, 95 overall prime card. Insane against lefties.
doesn't he have shortstop? I think he has
He
shortstop,
does.
right?
Yep.
That's
Third base
that's
and short.
crazy. That's nuts. All right.
And I think his fielding's pretty good. Yeah, 85 fielding, so he'll remain a gold badge at shortstop with 81 reaction.
Okay. Sweet. That's
So
pretty
yeah,
dope.
and then even getting a little further, we got the division rewards. You
Yes.
got Mike Mussina for the
Yeah.
AL East signature card, 5 pitch mix, sinker, cutter, and a slider.
Yep.
Hits per nine a little low, but I haven't used him, I haven't faced him. So it's hard for me to make a judgment. Stamina's great though, 114.
As expected, though. We
Yeah,
kinda expect that
100%.
go over him. I'm excited to use him, regardless. Grady Sizemore has been absolute stud for me in 12 games, 600. Only have 1 home run, but dude just rakes for me. This is BR, of course, but
Yeah.
I've been loving using
But
that
still,
card. I
I mean,
already have
that's all-star. That's what a majority of people are playing on even in ranked right now anyway.
That's true, that's very true. But yeah, I love his card this year, especially with the balance power now with the 87, 81. Well, actually, it'll be 86 and 80, since I have power on 1. But yeah, been loving that card. For the NL, they forgot the NL East one, so I don't know,
Oh,
what
yeah,
they're
they
gonna do
that
there.
one yeah, maybe they'll add somebody at some point.
They'll add someone there. But we got the Kenley. Jansen won 96, gave him a sinker on that card, so it's a 3-pitch mix, but they give him the sinker. We get the return of all-star Prince Fielder. I'm not gonna lie, well, probably I the NO I like the Clemente from the start. This is the time to release this card, right?
Yes,
That's what
100%.
we're looking for. This is the time to release this card, and I think this card is going to see a lot of playing time through many lineups.
Yeah, but I actually like when they revealed this, like I fully agree with you. The early game Clemente, beautiful, good choice. I love the fact that he's there. I just thought it was interesting that they chose this year to put Clemente in the NL collection and not last year when he was the big featured new legend at the end of the reveal
Yeah,
trailer. You know what I mean? Like they did that in years past with Willie Mays. I don't think Mantle was in the trailer. I don't think he was, but like they were doing those big legends as the collection rewards, and I just found it interesting that they did the year after they did the big reveal on Roberto, they put him in as a collection reward. But yes, absolutely a huge W in terms of releasing Clemente early. This is
yes,
when he'll get the most value, similar to a guy like Tony Gwynn. You know, any of these high contact guys who might not have the power that some of the, end game guys were used to, like Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, Mike Trout, all those guys. Like this is where these guys will thrive this time of the year. So good move on SDS.
yep.
And then you got
The card
the
art's
AL.
amazing too.
Yeah, card art for the awards especially because all the awards cards in years past kind of like that you could read the text on them, but
Uh-huh.
they all kind of mesh together. They all have the exact same look, which it wasn't bad or anything like that. But
Yeah,
this year they all stand out from each other because you got the MVP with its own little twist on it. You got the Cy Young, the Silver Slugger, even the
yep.
Albert Rookie of the Year with that little like spotlight type thing. It's so cool.
Yeah, without that before we go to AL, I will say that second baseman, a lot of people are having a lot of fun with him. I just saw
Yeah,
Goobs go 12-0, and he was absolutely raking with that
just
card. Perfect time
crushing
to
with
release
them.
him as well. So, yeah, it's just, hey, Cougs, I will tell you, give you a little update. The first time I saw him, I did exactly what I needed to do,
Yes,
alright? I
yes.
did exactly what I needed to do.
Hopefully, it
So
wasn't a huge high
no, it
pressure
was like my
situation.
2nd, 3rd game. I forgot, he was up. I didn't realize it was up until, like, the 2nd pitch. I was like, "Wait a second, there's something that needs to be
First
done here."
time.
And then, yeah, made sure tell him, "Welcome to the show," back to the show, I should say. But shifting to, the AL collection, we get Frank Thomas, another first baseman. It kinda caught me off guard. I'm not saying Frank Thomas is a bad card. Not saying. We saw him in TA4?
Yes.
TA4. However, it's just like another first we got Poppy last year, and then we got Frank Thomas this year. I might be picky, but I don't know.
No, I feel you. I'm definitely with you, especially because there's so many first basemen early in the game that I want to use, like Ryan Howard, loving his card
Yeah.
right now. That Prince Fielder from the NL Central collection, even guys like, Spencer Torkelson, Miguel Cabrera, guys like that. Like I want to be able to use those guys, and I still can, but as somebody who completes the collections pretty early on, I mean, none of those guys are standing up to Frank Thomas in terms of the attributes. And this is a significantly nerfed Frank Thomas compared to what we've seen in the past, too. Last year, Frank Thomas was, I believe, almost 125 across the board. That was
Yeah, except
based
for
off,
one.
yeah, I think that was based off like either the season before or the season after the one that he got this year. This year's a 93 card. So he's definitely a little bit nerfed, which I think is a good move. Um, and I mean, Frank was he did it's kind of weird. Frank didn't start for me by the end of the year last year, but he was my favorite first baseman in the game, if that makes sense. I had Babe Ruth playing first base on my God squad because I just having that left-handed bat in the lineup, it's too hard to take him out. Even if I did like Frank a little bit more, I had Frank on the bench. Um,
Mhm.
but I don't know if Frank Thomas is going to be my favorite first baseman in the game by the end of the year. I don't know if he's going to stand up to some of the other guys. We'll see what we get in terms of like finest and whatever Big Poppy's card is going to look like, all that
It's
stuff. So
now you make me look at it differently. Maybe it is good that they release it now because, eventually you're gonna see other big first baseman cards, whether that's even live series cards when we reach, like, the All-Star game, when we reach, finest eventually. I mean, that's down the road, but still, there's gonna be a lot of cards that rival that, so might as well just get your fix of Frank now.
And that's actually a perfect segue into the actual MLB collection reward.
Yeah.
That leads us right to it. The big unit,
Yeah,
Randy. Well, first of all,
on the
didn't
cave.
even know what was going on with him for 6 weeks, but he's in the game. They revealed him, and he's the guy. He's the collection reward.
Yeah, he is.
That's my reaction. Yeah, yeah, he's there. He
He's
is a
there.
reward.
It's just funny because I could remember when, like, when we saw Randy the first time on the podcast, we're like, What's the one thing we don't want to see happen to Randy? Him get Pedroed, right?" And
Yeah,
then I got excited when I saw Randy beat the collection. I was like, I went to Twitter like, "Oh man, this is a win!" And then all of a sudden, like 2 minutes later, wait a second.
yeah.
That H per nines, man, is just not going to hold up.
It's not gonna hold up. It's not gonna hold
No,
up. And like, look, right now, Randy is gonna be the best pitcher in the game without a
yeah,
doubt. Randy is gonna be that guy. He's gonna be that guy. I would say probably through like June. Honestly, I think he's gonna be that guy, that feared pitcher that everybody
yeah,
hates facing. Granted, not as many people will have him as opposed to like later in the year, but you know that 105 hits per nine and the fact that they made him a collection reward. Man, I'm not a fan of it because I want Randy to be there at the end of the year. I want
yeah.
Randy to be a viable pitcher. I want to see Randy in an end game rotation with Pedro Martinez and maybe a finest guy or a no hitter guy, whatever. Like I want Randy to live to the end of the game because he's a legend that I've been waiting so long to use. But you know, based off what we know and based off our experience in years past, hits per nine is the most important attribute on a pitcher. And like I said, right now, that 105 hits per nine is phenomenal. He's going to be an absolute stud. But you know what they did last year with the All Star content? Like we got DeGrom, who had like
Mhm.
123 hits per nine. You start getting the no hitter cards who have like 125. Like, I don't think a funky delivery is going to save Randy from being crushed by people,
Yeah.
especially when they start seeing this early in the year. Plus, first time doing a pitcher as a collection reward. Still not a fan of that. I'm totally fine with a pitcher as even a league collection reward. I'm totally fine with that. If you're gonna ask somebody to spend, I mean, of course the price will go down over the year, but if you're gonna ask somebody to spend like 1 to 2 million stubs on every live series card, I don't think not I think you should be able to use that card every game, and I
Yep.
am not a huge fan of being able to use them once every few games. Goes even right back to what we were talking about earlier with it seems as of right now, the quitting hasn't really it doesn't feel like much has changed or much has been there's much what's the word I'm thinking of? They're just it's basically the same system right now. So,
Mhm.
you might throw Randy out there and then you get him for 3 innings and then the guy quits and kind of screwed for another 4 or 5 games or whatever it is. So I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know. We'll see. I didn't expect a pitcher to be the MLB collection. I mean, when I saw it was Randy, I was happy. Um, but I'm with you. If you're going to have this, he's probably the biggest new legend in the game, right?
Mhm.
When you have someone like that, you want them, like you said, to have them throughout the whole cycle, right? Especially for his end game card. Um, will this be his end game card? Maybe they'll pull someone else out. Who knows? If
That's what
they
I
ever,
was saying to my chat. You never know. Like in years past, um, awards cards, prime cards, signature cards, most of the time were their end game cards, unless it was like a live series player like Bryce Harper who got an awards card and then got a
Mhm.
finest, stuff like that. Little things like that happen. But in terms of legends, in years past, most of the time these were their end game cards, but maybe this year they're willing to drop another 99 Randy in
Yeah, perfect
November.
game, right?
Yeah, there's so many ways you can make Randy better, and I am holding out hope that they're going to do something like that later if they get the data to see that this Randy is not good enough. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my hope. Um, I
I agree.
also I had people, I was seeing people say like, "Oh, but you get him to super fractor, he gets 110 hits per nine, and that plays." It's like, okay, but how many people are actually going to get him super fractor, bro? Like that
Yeah.
grind is a lot. Even if you use him every game in Conquest, it still takes a while. You're talking about a very select few people that are even going to get him to that point. So I don't know. Just not the most ideal situation for Randy right now.
No, I feel it. I feel it, and you know what's kinda cool, like, how, well, that might have been an oversight, when speaking of how we want cards to do wish they were like this 99, wish they could do something to it, right?
Mhm.
Maybe increase the attributes. They're actually doing something kinda cool for live series players, it looks like. Mills posted something, I think he found on theshow.com. I'm gonna bring it up real quick, and it's something called Supercharge. I'm not sure if you saw this.
No, I didn't.
Supercharged Boost. When an baseball player performs a real life feat in the 2022 MLB season, their player cards in the show will receive a supercharged boost and a unique border art. This temporary boost stacks with other power boosts and overrides the day to day inside edge boosts. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, that's freaking dope. That reminded me of like the concept I had for player of the week. If you get the player a week, you get boosted for a limited time. It reminds me of the Tatis when we saw the Tatis limited boost. But Cougs, that's something. I mean, we kind of talked about before, and it looks like it's coming. So I think that's
That's
pretty dope.
so cool. I didn't even see this. That's so cool.
Yeah.
This is something
So
that we like I feel like we can say this like we absolutely made it known that this is something we really wanted. So the
yeah.
fact that they like once again, they'll listen. I always say
Uh
it,
huh.
they'll listen.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see who gets that first boost. Right.
Yeah,
Um.
I wonder if they're gonna have like if it's gonna be something that is still kind of like rare, or if it's like one guy per week or a couple guys per
Yeah.
week, or maybe once a month, whatever. Like either way, the fact that it's something that seems to be like a highlight point, like that seems to me like it's something they want to actually like do a little bit more consistently.
Exactly. Just for example, say Pujols does get 21 home runs. Right. They might
Yes,
release
yeah.
his milestone card and then boost up his live series card. It'd be kinda cool.
Or even yeah, I guess they wouldn't do the rookie one, but still.
Oh, yeah, the rookie one too, that'd be pretty dope, but who knows? But yeah, I'm excited to see how that comes. I didn't even know until Mills posted something, so shout out to Mills doing that research there.
Yeah, for real.
Um, Trying to think, do we do we get everything? I think we got everything, right?
See, we talked about
I mean, there's
ranked. We
some still things that I
Yeah,
mean, that's gonna segue into as we go on the year, but it's the start, Cougs. We're here. It's MLB Show 22. Each week we'll be here talking about new stuff, um, and just talking about our grind, how everything's going. I'm actually going to be doing moments here, Cougs. So I'm pretty sure I'll be talking about. Joe, I already had. I'm telling you, the computer man. I don't know. It's on a different level. I'm
they're
telling you, even
fighting
even
this
against
year.
mini season, I got walked off on mini seasons for my first game of the day.
Oh
I
no.
was like, I'm playing on All Star too. I don't care about playing on Hall of Fame and Legend, and I'm like, okay, something's up here. I already had moments where people rob a home run, and it sucks because I was trying to get adjusted to the switch. By the way, for the switch, do you use strike zone or do you use a different batting mechanic?
Right now I'm using strike zone.
Okay, I struggle with strike zone on the Switch, so I started using MLB 15. Been absolutely raking.
Really? Okay,
So,
because I was struggling with the camera a little bit. I felt like I was swinging at everything and I couldn't recognize
yeah,
anything with just
that's
being
the
that
exact
that
oh,
close,
actually, I actually did retro, not MLB 15. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, retro.
Oh, for the
So
okay, gotcha.
so try that out. Just try and I started raking. But I remember I had the Cedric Molds mission, and the first time got robbed at the wall. I was like, dude. Play on the Switch, give me some slack here. But either way, uh, overall for these past what 3 days, what besides, I mean, we haven't really talked about like the servers issues. We haven't talked about some things not counting, but that kind of goes into early access.
Yeah.
We see that. It's weird how we didn't talk about it because I think we kind of adjusted that these things kind of happen. Um,
Yeah. And to be fair, I actually think that this year has been, even though this year has had issues, it's been a lot smoother than previous years. Like, I
Yes.
know, like, people are still, they're losing some market stuff, and, like, you can submit tickets about that. We should actually probably say that on the podcast. If you are, like, missing stubs, or you're missing orders or something, submit a
Mhm.
ticket through SDS's support. It might take some time, but you will get your stuff back eventually. Um,
Yep.
I know there's been some issues with mini seasons and games counting wrong or whatever. I think there's been some blue screens, but I mean, last year I remember, like, sometimes the servers would be down for just like a whole day.
Yes.
And I don't, as of right now, it's only the first weekend, but things seem to be overall smoother.
The gameplay's smooth.
I love the gameplay right now.
Yeah. The hitting's still the same, but it just plays smooth.
Plays smooth, and I think just with the cards and the attributes of everybody right now, everybody kind of feels, unless you're got like a full collection team or something, but like, it
Yeah.
just feels like a pretty, it's a balanced playing field, and it feels really, really good. Oh,
That's
one thing I hate, what's up with the medium defense view?
Oh, I switched out of it the first time. I was like, "It's very zoomed in." I believe it's a bug. They're trying to
I
fix it.
hope it's a bug because I can't
Yes.
stand it.
I use dynamic now, and I've been
Same,
having just
same.
fine with that. And actually, it's a different look, so I'm like, "Okay, this is something new to look at." So,
That's
um
exactly what I did. I changed up my pitching view. I changed up my in so I used to use medium for both in play on offense and defense. I'm using
mhm,
dynamic for both now because on offense, I
same.
want to see those no doubt homers. Like, you know,
Exactly. Oh, that's why I always do dynamic. I wanna see the no doubters,
yeah, I want that
especially with the new
presentation.
did you see I saw something on Reddit. They got the Carlos Delgado no doubter. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but my god, just wait.
Oh,
Just
okay.
wait. Oh,
I'm looking
man.
forward to it.
But, speaking of no doubters, they brought in the Carrera no doubter. Healy
Oh,
saw
the
that,
yeah.
and he posted that. The Cunha no doubter, from the playoffs from that one year, that's in there. There's some little I mean, they did a great job with the presentation, aspect of the game. So it's kinda cool. Also, dude, I had this animation just before we got on. Um, so I had the shift on, right? We had a left-hander on, and the left-hander hit it, against the shift, so it went into the left fielder, but the ball was dying, right? The freaking outfielder grabbed it by his bare hand and
Oh,
threw him out
wow.
on second. Never saw that before.
That's a new one.
Legit never saw I was like, "What?" It was against the computer, but still, he threw him out on second, and we got the out, and I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
let's
No,
go."
that's good. That's really good.
So, but yeah, it's knock on wood, playing on smooth, even though everyone else, especially if you're on Xbox, a lot new Xbox players should be playing tomorrow with Game Pass. Once again,
Yeah.
Switch
Technically, I
players,
think
and
even tonight, I guess the launch tonight. Yeah.
yeah, tonight, yep. So,
Well, I guess
um,
if they're listening to this, then yeah, yeah, today.
it's either
Yeah,
way,
you
they're
get what we're
getting
saying.
it. They're getting it. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for the new content, see what happens
City
this week.
Connect.
And go from there. Oh, yeah, City Connect jerseys.
They're coming
Holy
in,
moly, there's a lot
and
to talk about. This is gonna be like a 2-week thing, to be honest with you. We're gonna miss stuff that we haven't talked about that we'll
oh
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
next week.
yeah. And I don't even in the patch notes, they added the new Nationals one.
I
Um,
love that one, by the way.
I love it too. I want one. They added that you can use that City Connect jersey in like exhibition. I don't think there's an item for it in Diamond Dynasty yet, but you can
Okay.
put that Nationals jersey on in exhibition. It's pretty cool.
Damn. They must have
And
all of them then.
yeah,
They
and the
must
Angels are supposed to get theirs, I think, in June. So, dude, I'm
okay.
ready.
Do you think anything you think they will do?
I feel they'll probably do something with like Anaheim, because now that like they're still in Anaheim, but they're not
Okay,
known as the Anaheim Angels. I just pray that they don't do anything with like Disney. Please, no Disney.
okay. I could see for the Mets doing, like, something like Metro, like, for the railroads and stuff like that, like the 7 line.
Yeah, Metropolitans. Yeah, yeah,
If they ever get one, they don't get one this year, but, there's 7 teams, I believe. It was
yeah.
the
Seven
Angels.
last year, seven this year. Yeah, we got the Angels, the Nationals. I think the Rockies.
Okay,
Um, the Rockies could be really cool, especially if they kind of go with like the almost like the All Star type thing from last year. Like they could make some cool ones. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and then
we're getting all those jerseys, and then we're getting a event on Friday where you can only use players from teams who have a City Connect uni. I don't know if that's going to include the Nationals, but you know,
yeah, we'll see. Either way, that's gonna be fun. Oh, Vince Awards, we didn't even go over that. We'll do
eh,
that one last, and then we'll get out. Nolan Ryan and then Afonso Soriano?
actually, no, I was going to say we'll talk about those next week, but
Oh, okay.
Soriano, his card art has Jeter on it.
Think it's
It's
a
the
tease?
back of him. You don't see his face, but Derek Jeter is on Soriano's card art. Does that mean anything?
He's in the game.
He's in. I
So
guess he's
he's
in.
on the card. He's in the game. This is
And
how he
boom,
gets in
there.
the game, this
You
card art.
wanted him in the game, you got him.
Yeah. You know, he just had to quit his job from the Marlins to get in the game. That's all he had to do. Dude, 120 power, though, against lefties
Yeah, he's good, and he's
with that
cheap. He's like
87.
15K.
Oh, wow. I always love Soriano. So, I mean, he only has 40. It's like this is, like 46 contact, like
Yeah,
120 power type thing.
I'm excited
All right.
for just more Soriano cards because we only got his 99 last year. So,
That is true. No, we got the
oh, yeah, there's a gold.
gold
There's a gold.
84.
Yeah,
Yeah, the gold 84, but it wasn't that great, to be honest with
yeah.
you. It you could get some pretty sweet cards, especially in his Texas years, Cubs years.
He
So
could get some
we'll
sweet
see.
stuff.
But this is only week one. I mean, this is our 10th episode this season, but it's only week one of MLB Show 22. It's
10th
kind of
episode
crazy to
are with
think
our
about.
first time having the game in our hands. Kind of crazy. Other than the tech
That is
test, but that
kind of
doesn't
crazy.
count.
There's a, it's yeah, 10 weeks already doing this, Cougs. That's and we still got a way to go.
All year,
This
man. We'll be here.
This this is the biggest season that we ever had, so let's just say that. If you're listening to this next week, we most likely will be a live episode. We'll keep you guys updated on Twitter. Also on Twitter, we created an Inside the Show community on Twitter, so if you want to join that, by all means, I'll repost that sometime earlier this week. But yeah, that's going to do us for this week. This has been a lot of fun so far. It's only getting started. Make sure to follow Cougs and all of his awesome stuff on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all of it. Follow him at Cougs46. You find all the socials there on Twitter. I'm at Scuffy McGee TV. Our YouTube channel for this podcast is Inside the Show. Once again, Inside the Show. Our Twitter is Inside the Show PC. Be sure to hit us a follow there. If you're watching the video as well, hit us thumbs up today. I'm going all out of order, but it's only the first week. We'll get MLB Show 22. We'll get this down by season's end. You guys have fun grinding. Unlock all the face of franchise cards that you can. And we'll catch you guys next time on Inside the Show. Peace out.